Hello, everyone. Welcome to video 6 in the Aerial Effects Mastering Your Psychology course. And in this video, we will be going over psychology in winning streaks. So as you have just learned about psychology in losing streaks, the same will apply to psychology in winning streaks. Now you may be asking, well, what could go wrong? I'm winning. I'm taking a lot of trades and I'm making a lot of money. Well, losing streaks, not being able to manage your emotions there, and winning streaks, not being able to manage your emotions there, can be just as detrimental to each other. They go hand in hand. So, what happens when we go on winning streaks? What happens to our mind? Well, normally, if you've ever gone on one, and I'm sure you all have at some point in trading, you have that hothead mentality. It hypes up your ego and thinking, oh, I can't lose. I'm on a hot streak. Every single trade I place is just a winner. What that does is that D helps you deviate from your rules. It entices you to place more trades thinking you're going to win the next one. So it hypes up your ego thinking, oh, I'm the best trader out there. I can do this for a living. I can continue to do this and continue to make money. You're not as good as you think you are. It's my next bullet point. If you're as good as you think you are, you have to ask the question, have you been profitable from the past 6 to 12 months consistently? If the answer is yes, then maybe you are. If the answer is no, then you probably aren't, and you have to realize that winning streaks do come around just as much as losing streaks. So maybe you're just on a good winning streak right now. So we have to remain humble when we go through this. No professional trader out there, takes a million trades, wins all those trades, and just continues to place more trades and more trades thinking they're the best ever, right? We have to be able to humble ourselves knowing that winning streaks do occur, but hyping up your ego and having that hothead mentality is the last thing that you want to do. It's just going to lead to irrational decision making within the next trades that you take. Drawing incorrect conclusions. Drawing incorrect conclusions goes into the trades that you are placing. When you're on a winning streak, your brain automatically thinks that the next trade you place is going to be another winner. Because you're on a streak, you think you're going to continue it. No one thinks their next trade is going to be a loser. They always think it's going to be a winner. So when you draw incorrect conclusions, this comes from the winning streak. You thinking the next trade, your brain has that natural nature to want to see something correctly. And especially when it's getting that reinforcement from the winning streak, you pick and choose your trades and you see these random setups in the market that may not actually make real sense objectively, but in your mind, you're making it make sense to you and not putting together all the confluences and meeting your rules for that particular trade. You're drawing incorrect conclusions to try to tell your brain that, hey, this is a good trade. So you place another one to try to win that trade again since you are on a hot streak. So if that makes sense, drawing incorrect conclusions is just the same as not following your trading plan, not following the rules that you have for yourself. And going into the last bullet point, treat each trade independently. This is how we can get around this issue. If you treat each trade as independent from each other, knowing that even though you're on a winning streak and you're euphoric, you're feeling good, you're happy as can be, you have to treat each trade as its own. If you build confluences and follow your rules and your trading plan for each trade, those trades are going to be of quality and have the higher probability of another trade being a success. But when we start getting into our head and thinking we're the best in the world, nothing could ever go wrong, the next trade's going to be a winner, and then we try to find that confirmation bias that we talked about earlier in earlier videos about trying to find a trade that meets that bias that you have, you look at any single currency pair, anything that you're trading, and you can immediately come up with a setup because you think in your mind that that setup is going to win. But you're not following your rules, and that way decreases the potential for that trade to be a success. So winning streaks can easily turn around to be losing streaks, and then we face a whole other series of problems. The market will humble you quickly. If you do not maintain consistency, not only in your trading, but in your mindset, the market has no regard for you. It will humble you instantly. So going back to everything else, you're going to feel really good when you go on winning streaks. You're going to feel like you're the man or the woman, right? It's going to hype up your ego. You're going to have that hothead mentality. You're going to pick and choose what trades you want to take based upon random confluences in the market because you think that the next one's not going to be a loser because the prior ones haven't been. So you draw incorrect conclusions trying to do analysis. You're not treating each trade independently. You're not following your rules because you want to get back into the market thinking the next one's going to be a winning trade. So when that happens, taking into consideration everything, that just so far decreases that trade's potential for success that you end up losing that trade, and then the market humbles you very, very quickly. Losing focus and perspective. So this, I was talking about this earlier, deviating from your rules. When you're on a hot winning streak and you're doing really well, you lose focus. You're not as focused. You don't have that same perspective of, just as a regular trade because you're on a hot winning streak. You think the next trade's going to be a winner. So you just try to place random trades thinking that you're not going to lose. So you deviate from your rules because you want to get back into the market because it's that euphoric feeling of being involved in the market. Because when you're on a winning streak, you want to be making more. Greedy people, that's who they are. They want more. Say they don't want a certain amount of money in their life. Let's just say it's a $5 million. When they hit that $5 million, I guarantee you 99.9% of them are going to want more than that. It's just greed. Same thing for trading. Once you keep winning trades, you're going to want more and more and more and more because you can't take a step back and think, okay, am I just on a winning streak or am I actually this good at trading? Am I following my rules the entire time? And it leads to carelessness. Carelessness, irrational decision-making, unnecessary trading. Then over-leveraging sets its course. You think the next trade's going to be a winner. You're like, okay, I'm going to risk double this time to try to make even more money. I'm on a winning streak. Let's go, full margin. The last thing you want to do. Over-trading sets in. You want to keep trading and keep placing more trades. You look at 10 different currency pairs and you can find something in your brain to say, okay, all of these pairs are going in this direction. I'm going to place trades here, 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 and here. Right? I'm going to buy Euro USD. I'm going to sell AUD CAD. I'm going to buy NZD JPY. And I'm just finding these random examples and random trades because there's no way that I'm going to lose the next trade because I'm on a winning streak, right? No, that's where over trading comes in. Your inherent risk to the market increases, over leveraging sets its course, and now you're starting over from square one because then you've lost those trades that you originally won before, but now you lost all of them because you let the market get the best of you. Your psychology took over and the market humbled you very quickly. So how to prevent this from happening? First and foremost, we have to remember every single trade, you cannot risk more than 1%. Do not risk more than 1% per trade. 2, understand that if you are in a winning streak, they do not last forever. We have to be able to stick to our rules, stick to our trading plan, maintain adequate risk management, and understand that maybe I shouldn't be placing too many more trades because are these trades of quality or are these trades of quantity? Am I really following my rules? Am I treating the next trade as its own trade? Or am I just in my mind having that hothead mentality thinking I'm not going to lose the next one, so I should just go and place it? You have to ask yourself these questions. These are what professional traders do all the time. They don't let their emotions get to them because they understand that if they do, it's all downhill. All downhill. Whether you're on a losing streak or a winning streak, it can all lead bad. So we need to be putting together a plan of action for when we actually do go on a winning streak. And these are the common problems that many traders will face as a result. And that's how we can prevent this from happening. We have to remain humble. Now, there's a big issue with prop firms. Now, why they consistently take your money? Well, before I get into any of these bullet points here, I want to first say that prop firms are very, very profitable as a business. They make so much money. Why? Because they entice you to purchase these accounts with the false hope that you are going to get this 50 or 100 or 200K account and automatically start making thousands and thousands of dollars a month and quit your job and do this full time and make 6 figures a year. They promote that type of lifestyle and that type of ability when in all reality, the statistics show that the majority of traders, I would say probably about 95% of traders aren't even profitable before they even start prop firm challenges. because they're so into that instant gratification, they can't take a step back and realize, hey, I'm not profitable. Why would I waste my money on a prop firm when I'm probably just going to lose the challenge in the first place? And then people keep trying to do these challenges to try to pass them. The statistics are, I think, like 90%, or I could be wrong here, but about 90% of traders don't even pass the first round of the challenge. 90% of those traders don't even pass the second round. And I think like 85 to 90% of those traders who do get funded accounts can't even get to their first withdrawal. So we see this, the stages that they go through, that you have to go through. You have to be on a very strong winning streak, or you have to maintain proper risk management, psychology all the way through. So that kind of goes into unrealistic returns. Multiple stages require consistency. So first and foremost, attempting a prop firm challenge too early. That's what we just talked about. Are you actually prepared? Are you ready to take a challenge? Have you been consistent for the past 3, 6, 9, 12 months? If you're not, then why would you gamble that prop firm account? There's no point in doing so, because most prop firms require multiple stages. That's how they take your money, because they know, fine, someone may get lucky in the first stage, and then their psychology gets to them saying, oh, I got to pass the next one, and then I get my funded account. I got to be a lot more careful. And then your psychology really starts to amp up, and it could negatively impact your trading. And then you lose the second challenge, and then boom, there you go. Prop firms make your money or take your money, and then you have to go through the process all over again. But let's just say you make the first challenge, you pass it, the second one, you pass it. Now you're on your funded account. You are required to be in profit at the end of the month on that funded account before you can even, first of all, get your money back from the challenge in the first place, and 2, even request a profit split. So you have to be profitable for 3 months. So before I go into unrealistic return expectations, let's finish talking about multiple stages require consistency. The average length of a winning streak is probably anywhere from a few days to maybe a week or 2 at most, if you're lucky. If you really don't know what you're doing, you could probably go on those long of winning streaks. Some probably a lot more than others, but on average, probably about a week to 2 at most, right? You have to be profitable for 3 months. The probability of you going on a winning streak for 3 months straight is extremely low. That is why these prop firms make so much money, because they know how to take your money. They know the statistics out there. They know that you people don't use proper risk management. They know that people overtrade. They know that, even if they go on winning streaks, they can't sustain that for a long period of time. This is why prop firms make millions and millions and millions of dollars every single year, is because they take advantage of people like you when you're not ready. And even if you are ready, you have to maintain consistency for at least 3 months before a profit split can even be accessed. They also set unrealistic return expectations, even for tapping into your subconscious to train your subconscious to think that you have to over leverage on a trade to hit your profit target. They set unrealistic expectations with drawdown limits, and that's really what gets you, because really no one can hit a specific percent return without hitting a specific drawdown limit without really using good risk management. That's why people fail in the first place. But even so, you haven't hit your 10% goal for the month. You are inclined to over leverage on the next trade when the month is ending to try to hit that profit target. But you keep doing that for months on end and keep retrying the prop firm challenges, that subconsciously is going to wire you to, even if you have your own account, or even if you have a funded account, you're going to think that, I'm so used to getting 10% return that I need to set that as my goal. And if I don't hit that goal, I have to over leverage to get to that point. So that just naturally sets those unrealistic return expectations and doesn't provide adequate information and realistic knowledge into how your return should be structured. So the rule of thumb is be at least 3 months consistently profitable before even attempting a prop firm. The rule of thumb is that an average winning streak is about 1 to 2 weeks long. The rule of thumb is about 3 to 5, maybe 7, 8, 9% return is an adequate return, a realistic return that you can do for any given month on average. Some months more, some months less, but an average of about, let's say, 5%. So we have to understand that even when we go on winning streaks here, the odds are still not in our favor. They're never in our favor. That's the reason why Forex in the first place was introduced to the public back in 1996. It's because they knew it was a gold mine for these institutions. They would make millions and billions of dollars from retail traders taking their money on a day-to-day basis. That's why they allow it to occur. You know why gambling is now allowed pretty much everywhere in the United States? I'm sure it's, probably more popular in other countries, but, especially in the United States, it's becoming more and more of a thing because it's a money maker. People lose gambling all the time. So do you think that they're going to make that illegal? No, of course not. Just like marijuana, it's slowly starting to become legal because it's a huge business. The government doesn't care if you lose money. The government doesn't care about your health. In all reality, they don't give a crap. It's all money at the end of the day. How can they drive more money and more sales and grow their businesses and grow their investments? Is, stuff like marijuana sales, stuff like alcohol sales. That's awful for you. Stuff like gambling, stuff like Forex, like retail investing in, the currency markets or other security markets. So they know the odds are forever not in your favor. So that's why they allow this to happen. So even when you go on winning streaks, that doesn't mean that, oh, I should do a challenge next. Because are you actually ready to do one? Just because you go on a 3, 4, 5, 6 trade winning streak, which probably happens on occasion, that doesn't mean you're ready for a challenge. That just means that, hey, maybe, you had a couple lucky trades. Maybe you're starting to pick up on the strategy that you're trading. But overall, we have to remain humble and step back and not let our emotions get to us to say, oh, I have a hothead mentality right now. I'm doing really good. Nothing could ever stop me. I'm going to do a challenge. I'm going to pass it because I'm on this huge winning streak. No, it's just going to come back and bite you in the butt. It's going to humble you very quickly. So we got to think about all those things before going into them. So again, remaining humble and poised. Many people lose your pride. That's a really good thing to do. Many people don't know how to do that. We have to be able to lose our pride when trading. Don't be prideful, right? We don't want to be that hothead trader. We don't want to be that conceited trader. We don't want to be prideful in our trading. We want to lose the pride, remain humble, remain focused, remain calm and collected, even when we're on winning streaks. Think of it like you're on a losing streak. When you're on a winning streak, think about it like you're on a losing streak. How are you going to ensure or give yourself the highest probable chance that the next trade you're going to take is not going to be another loser, right? Because let's just think you're on a losing streak. You don't want to lose the next trade. So you better be prepared, focused, remain humble, have the right perspective, follow your rules, use good risk management, and then you're setting yourself up for a higher probable chance of the next trade succeeding, therefore continuing your winning streak. Stick to what you know and keep it objective. Don't deviate from anything else because you think that, oh, since I'm on a winning streak, I can do whatever I want to do. There's no way I'm going to lose the next trade. Remember, trading is very consistent. The markets are very consistent. Trading is not supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be boring. It's supposed to be very, structured in a way that you do the same things over and over and over and over again. The people who don't have that ability, especially in their personal lives, to have a routine, they're the ones oftentimes losing in the financial markets because they can't do something consistently. So we have to think about that in our own personal lives as well. Am I the person that I'm just hopping around from thing to thing, not being able to focus on one particular thing for too long and just trying different things and you're not being consistent with things? It doesn't even have to be in trading. It could be in anything because that's directly going to impact your trading because trading is very objective. It's the same. It's supposed to be boring. So we have to stick to what we know works and let's not deviate from anything else and keep it very objective. Understand your rules, follow your trading plan, and keep it the same. The long-term effects of doing this, if you can lose your pride, if you can remain calm and collective, if you can remain humble, If you can stick to what you know works, if you can keep everything objective, if you can stick to your trading plan, follow your rules, don't over leverage, don't over trade, and remain poised and focused, the long-term effects of any losing streak or winning streak is going to be irrelevant because you are going to be net profitable for the long run. Losing streaks are not going to get to you. Winning streaks are not going to get to you. You're not going to see the negative effects of those two because you're going to be able to get back to profit when you're on a losing streak and remain on winning streaks because you have managed your psychology very well and you're not letting it get to you and you're not being conceited because of it. You can remain humble. So the exercise I would like for you all to do is, first and foremost, we have to understand winning streaks will occur. The most important thing to do is remain humble and not let the streak of wins get to your head. Just as you're going on a losing streak, if you're on a winning streak, there's no need to place another trade if it doesn't fit your rules. Step away from the charts. Go take a walk. Don't let it get to your head. And obviously, pat yourself on the back, but at the same time, don't sit there in front of your screen trying to find another trade because you think you're going to win the next one. You got to treat each trade individually. So here are the basic rules to follow when faced with a winning streak. This is something we've kind of already touched upon, but just to sum everything up, remain calm, stick to your trading plan, follow your rules, don't get cocky, treat each trade independently from each other, keep your risk the same, and then the story with the tortoise and the hare, slow and steady wins the race. It really does over time, because if you are too speedy, if you try to over leverage and get rich quick, if you are trying to just get ahead very quickly, you're just going to end up losing because it's just going to slowly over time lead you to blown accounts, and that whole cycle just keeps repeating, right? So slow and steady wins the race. You're going to be that long-term profitable trader that you can be. So write these things down, guys. Print it out. Keep it beside your trading desk at all times. Have that constant reminder every single day. I have my trading plan glued to my wall beside me. I see it every day because repetition creates habit. You see something for at least 21, 22 times. I think I've mentioned that statistic before. It becomes a habit. It's like a psychological fact. Write all this stuff down and keep it beside you so, one, you don't forget, and two, it can be that constant reminder to follow every single time you're faced with some sort of losing streak or winning streak. And St. Augustine once said, "Humility must accompany all our actions, must be with us everywhere. For as soon as we glory in our good works, they are of no further value to our advancement in virtue." What I like to think that St. Augustine is saying here is that anything we do in life, we cannot let it get to our head. No matter if it's a good or bad thing, we have to remain humble. We have to have that humility. It must accompany everything we do and be with us everywhere and anywhere. For as soon as we bask in our glory, as soon as we begin to boast in our good works, or in this case in trading, our winning streaks, they are of no further value to our advancement. They are only there to hurt you. Basking in glory, boasting about things, letting it get to your head, and not remaining humble provides no extra value to you. It's only detrimental. It's only going to hurt you. So if you can ingrain that in your brain, knowing that if you cannot seem to remain humble during these winning streaks, if you can't go out and not boast in your winning streaks and your good works in life, if you can't seem to do that, it's only going to provide detrimental effects to you. There is no further value in your personal advancement. If we remain humble and have humility, there is no possible chance that we will ever fail, right? Because you're giving yourself the best possible chance to do the right thing and to do it correctly. All right. So hopefully you took some value from this video. Go back and rewatch it if you need to. This is a very important topic because most people think in winning streaks, it's just happy-go-lucky and they can keep doing what they think what they've been doing before. And even though there are very much detrimental effects to people who go on losing streaks, it's really the same as going on winning streaks. There can be very negative consequences of you going on winning streaks if you don't know how to handle it correctly. All right, so I appreciate your time. Thank you for listening. Hope you learned something and took some value. And let's get ready for video number 7.